Final announcement: the studio behind Spy Family, Bocchi the Rock, My Dress Up Darling, The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, and many more presents the Cloverworks industry panel. Don't miss the exclusive info and announcements from special guests visiting Anime Expo from Cloverworks. Spy Family, Bocchi the Rock, My Dress Up Darling, Karohana. And here we are, days or maybe a week after the Anime Expo panel, and I feel like most of us are extremely disappointed, extremely furious, and are probably fuming with rage with what has happened. So let's discuss about this, and I also want to provide some insights and some perspectives, and also my personal take on this whole fiasco, this whole entire event that shouldn't have exploded or gone above what it should have been. So let's get things straight. This is Anime Expo. It's an event held in California to the best of my knowledge that I have right now. This is a Western event. This is an event held in America, held overseas. And the purpose of these panels, from my viewpoint with how much I understand of it or how little I understand of it, is that they're supposed to just probably share very few little details or yap about how this studio does this thing, or if it's an anime, existing anime, and what's going through their production currently. But this isn't a sort of event where there's going to be big, massive announcement. It's pretty much like a massive con. And let's be realistic here. I personally think it's illogical for an anime studio to pronounce something big overseas. It would make more sense for them to reveal it in a dedicated event. For Bocchi the Rock, for example, it would make better sense that they would reveal the release date or a teaser or a cast announcement in a dedicated Aniplex event or a kessoku band concert. I mean, that's how we got to know that Season 2 got greenlit during the We Will Be concert. It just doesn't make sense that for them to make big announcements to foreign fans. And I know, yeah, there's so many of us outside of Japan that loves anime right now because of the pandemic. Yet still, the biggest market for anime is still in Japan. It's still locally. So I don't find the notion, the idea, the concept of making big anime announcements outside of Japan to be logical. But there's this argument that people are saying, we've been waiting for Season 2 for so long, and they have announced the greenlit of Season 2 for more than a year already. Shouldn't we already have like a teaser? Shouldn't we already have a cast announcement? Yeah, I kind of get why everyone wanted to believe, wanted to hope that there will be big news for Bocchi the Rock, for example. But here's the thing, I think most people have forgotten. Bocchi the Rock Season 2 wasn't supposed to even happen in the first place. If you watch the entire first season of Bocchi the Rock, it ends in a very beautiful note. It closes itself beautifully and wonderfully. We have a full circle arc of the story. There's no cliffhangers, it doesn't leave any lingering thoughts, and that's even a statement from Keiichi Saito, the then director of the first season of Bocchi the Rock. He himself stated that he wanted to end the anime as it is, with no plans for Season 2. But we all know what happened. The anime exploded. It went above and beyond everyone's expectations. It pretty much got more popular than the overhyped Chainsaw Man anime. So Cloverworks and Aniplex, I personally believe, were caught off guard and they didn't know what to do next. Of course, it would make sense for an anime studio, for an anime producer to, yes, make more seasons. Yes, to milk this sudden fan base that is so huge, that is so popular. Yet, there's another big issue. This isn't your typical manga adaptation. As probably most 90% and above anime are, they're just basically animating existing manga panels and probably adding a few scenes here and there, and then we put in voice acting, put in an OST, sound effects, and boom, that's already your finished anime. But Bocchi the Rock is a 4-kama. They have to painstakingly take all of this limited source material and try to make it into a very comprehensive and cohesive story that we have grown to know and love with the first season. And I want to also make a comparison to another anime where Season 2 is coming very, very soon. And it's an anime that I'm really excited for. It's Blue Box Season 2. Blue Box Season 2 had its Season 2 announcement the same day or the same time period where it stopped airing. Compared that to Bocchi Bocchi where it had to wait for some time to gather more manga source material. And Blue Box is your typical manga. It's very fleshed out. They just have to make some modifications here and there, maybe omit some chapters or arcs, but you have a very comprehensive material to adapt to either a 12 or 25 episode anime. But Bocchi the Rock, yet again, is a 4-kama, and I personally believe the team are taking their time on what to do next with the story. Would they continue on Bocchi's personal growth story, or will they shift the story and narrative to more in Kessoku-ban? And I've read comments from the Season 2 update video that I've done more than a year ago. They don't even know if they're going to make it into a series or just movies. Compare again to Blue Box, they had their teasers, their cast announcements earlier this year. 1 year after they announced Season 2, Bocchi the Rock is yet to give some cast announcement for new characters such as Yoyoko and from the characters from Sideros. It's because, back to that argument, I personally believe they're really taking the time seeing how they should approach and go with this story. Let's not forget about the change in staff, the change in the production staff. Yes, we still have the same voice actresses, but there's a new director, Yusuke Yamamoto. And he explicitly said Season 2 is going to be way more complicated because it's going to lean more into the music side. It's going to lean into more music performances, into more concerts. And we see the amount of animation they've done with the performances. It's absolutely insane. I hate to really be blunt with you guys, but this entire post was just overhyped garbage for engagement. And it was not meant to be informative or actually help us. Actually, this was detrimental to all of us anime fans, all of us Cloverworks fans, and all of us Bocchi the Rock fans. We got overhyped, we expected so much from this panel, and now we're so disappointed and so sad. And I don't want to be the type of person to say, oh, told you so, but this is just a reminder for us all to just double check our sources. I think the reason why people believed this post was that it kept on circulating over and over again to the point that people began believing it. I mean, that's how lies become reality. The more you repeat a lie, the more it becomes the truth. I want to share to you all the sources that I rely on. The one source that I can vouch for and has been reliable since I discovered it is this account on Twitter, Bocchi the News. It's unofficial, yet they have been very reliable. They have shared updates on new manga chapters, on what's going on with the voice actresses, what's going on with Akehamazi. And day one, exactly the same day where this Anime Expo announcement was tweeted out, they immediately debunked it and said it's just going to be some generic panel to yap about the studio. And I saw that, and I already had a gut feeling that we wouldn't expect a lot. And I had to painstakingly remind people on the comment sections of my videos and on the post and even on the Discord server to chill out, to calm down, because I don't want you to end up being disappointed. I just want you to be more surprised in the end. I mean, it's better to be surprised than to be disappointed, but it is what it is. And I just feel really bad for everyone who got really disappointed over this. And that's probably one of the main reasons I'm making this video, is to remind you all that we gotta stay patient. Because I know, it's been almost 4 years since the first season and we still don't have our second season, but we gotta wait patiently, everyone. I mean, I know we're now in a generation, we're now in this modern world where we want instant gratification, we want things to happen instantly, whether that be personal successes, whether that will be in our relationships. I'm not trying to be all philosophical here and that, but we have to remind ourselves that good things come to those who wait. And I absolutely get, and I have theories and idea of what these people are going through right now. And I'm sure some of these people from Cloverworks, from Aniplex, are kind of sad and are kind of embarrassed right now, because I'm sure they've seen this post. I'm sure they've seen these tweets and they were like, should we reveal something at least or not? But at least they reassured us that it's currently in production. But I'm sure some of them feel really, really sad right now, because maybe some of them would have probably wanted to share more, but they can't really share more if they're still painstakingly crafting the story of season 2. And I can relate to them because that's my feelings and views as a content creator. I'm constantly being nagged to produce my content. I'm constantly being nagged because everyone loves the quality and the passion I put towards each video. Yet it's really painfully hard to produce a video. There's so many things, there's so many processes, and you won't really understand how brutal it is to produce videos like the same videos that I do if you don't do it yourself. It's about perspective, it's about understanding, it's about being in the same position as the person that you're constantly complaining and nagging about. And I'm not here to attack the viewers. I get why. I also want some things to happen. I also want instant gratification, or I also want the next chapter of a story. I also want the next season of an anime that I really, really love. Yet, we also have to understand the perspective of the creators. Maybe Yusuke Yamamoto himself is facing burnout. Maybe he's still busy with other projects. Maybe Cloverworks right now doesn't see Bocchi the Rock as a priority because they have to finish other anime in their backlog. There's so many things that may be going behind the scenes in Cloverworks and Aniplex that is adding delays to the airing of Season 2. But we just have to wait because I don't want them to rush this. I don't want them to end up with slop. In an age of slop, in an age of overrushed content, in an age of soulless content, I don't want Cloverworks. I don't want Bocchi the Rock. I don't want anime in general to end up being slop. It's really tempting to produce something really low effort just to milk the audience and fall into the notion that the audience are so blinded by the franchise that they'll just eat anything you provide and feed to them. And there have been so many instances of anime studios fumbling or rushing projects that have left fans disappointed, at least, to madly furious at most. And Cloverworks isn't a stranger to this, Promised Neverland. And yeah, maybe some of you have gotten so dependent, so emotionally dependent on Bocchi the Rock, on the fandom, on the content, that you have gotten so desperate that you probably read doujins, you probably read fan fictions, you probably made your own fan stories and this and that. You're probably desperate to have more nirika videos about Bocchi the Rock just to keep yourself satisfied and sane because you're losing yourself without Season 2. But it ain't the end of the world if there's not going to be a Season 2, right? It's just an anime at the end of the day. There's more to life. There's more life-changing things to life than just an anime about a pink girl and primary colored hair girls in a random band from Shimokitazawa. I hope you're getting what I'm pointing out. And besides, this is a bonus at the end of the day. The fact that we're getting a Season 2 is already a miracle and a blessing in and of itself. I'm excited, and I'm still patient that whatever Season 2 might end up being, be it a movie or be it multiple seasons down the road, I'm more than happy that we are getting a Season 2. Will it take forever? Probably not. Will we have news at the end of the year? Probably yes. I'm kind of confident that we'll at least get either a release date, maybe a cast announcement for the new characters, but let's just not rush the studio. And yes, we have to accept the reality that GTA 6 will air before Bocchi the Rock. Blue Box Season 2 will air before Bocchi the Rock. I do not see Bocchi the Rock Season 2 airing at October of this year. It is very unlikely now. It's only a few months. Anime studios tend to tease their Season 2 6 to 12 months in advance before the actual airing date. So my best bet is either spring or summer of 2027. And that's a very lucrative season to capitalize on, especially summer 2027. At the end of the day, it's better for all of us to be patient with whatever Cloverworks is cooking and working on for Bocchi the Rock Season 2. And for other anime that you guys are waiting for them, such as My Dress Up Darling Season 3 and Karohana Season 2. And also, I hope that this doesn't end up being too preachy or ranty. And I know I've been recording for like 40 minutes and yapping. But yeah, I just wanted to share my views and opinions over the whole entire fiasco. If you enjoyed this yappy video, you better subscribe, I guess. Like, comment down below, share your views and opinions about this. Maybe you're furious or still angry about what has happened with the Anime Expo panel, or you have some additional insights about how anime studios do Season 2s. Anyways, that's the end of the video. Shout out to the channel members for any support, and to you, the viewer, for watching this video till the end.